Hello everybody and welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation, where in this episode, I'm just coming off the heels of completing day 40, and from what I'm aware of, this should be new story content for the playthrough. So with that, they say the world is a place where one couldn't find happiness with their own way of life anymore. That it was a world where everyone had to fool themselves into thinking that fitting into a structured mold was happiness. Nobody sought history or religion anymore. No one needed those pillars. Under the guise of new innovations that needed in the world, companies emerged using technologies known as singularities. Production of a permanent food supply, the manufacturing of customized living creatures. There's transport of cargo at speeds that like teleportation, artificial intelligence that was more real than people, the technology to preserve the present by binding time, et alia. Et alia? Hold on. Et alia. The abbreviating et al. Short for the Latin phrase et alia and others. So, binding time and others. Okay. Similar to the food chain, small companies began to disappear or were eaten by larger companies. Where have we heard that before? At some point they were called the wings of the world, and soon a head rose to control the wing. Ah, I see where they're going. I know where you're going with this. People start to derive their purpose for existence from belonging to the wings. However, the truth was everyone was slowly melting the wings of Icarus. They may appear to be encouraging the development of the world for the better, but their nature is no different from ours. There's always a price to pay. Any sane person would know that the deeds beings commit in the name of the betterment of society are in fact the most humiliating aspect of these corporations. They are a disgrace to the world and its people. Is this Angela talking like objective fact, or is she talking like personal opinion? Because there's a difference. Lobotomy Corporation's rival energy corporations aren't that different from us, I presume. Who knows? Maybe they really are twisting dimensions to garner energy from hell, as we were saying. Wow, either that's a coincidence, or that sounds like a reference to Doom. You know, like, or at least Doom 2016, being building a, like, energy corporation on the surface of Mars. There's using Argent energy, siphoning Argent energy from hell itself. In every man, two instincts, the primal essence of life and death, coexist. The wings only guided our instinct of life. However, if one instinct were to dominate too much, the other would begin to make its move, slowly and unbeknownst to us, from the depths. Soon, a world where everyone wants to return to nothing will arrive, into the stillness of silence before the birth of mankind. She who loved sunshine wanted to give hope to mankind but failed. When the hand that only wanted to embrace humanity with warmth was ruthlessly severed, you clutched the void and saw the crack between the boundaries that were never shown to others. Left alone, you decided to instill possibility and potentially into all. You instill possibility and potential into all mankind. Hope and despair are intertwined in that possibility, making it impossible for anyone to know the answer. If all replaced things can be extracted from the earth, you said to yourself. In those days, you looked absolutely terrible. Many coworkers, friends, were worried about you and tried to comfort you, but you didn't care. You wouldn't listen to anything. I guess you still needed them at some point, seeing as you were the one who locked them away in the air, barely holding onto the husks of their dead bodies. Architecture team. One thing that I'll recommend is that maybe until like we get a better or load out of abnormalities for chested suppression. Maybe we should focus on trying Hakma's missions here. Okay, let's just get past the loading screen. Right, Ice Queen, Wait, well, I want to know, what was the... Yeah, increases all virtues for every agent, plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Continues service, increase all virtues for the department agent. 54. Department everything present in the companies recorded their endless pay. But the last is always empty. The contracting and promotion of employees is decided by records and assessments, so the employees will try to get from the good side those who work in the record team. No one knows when record deletion will take place. Mission. Oh wait. I thought the mission itself was to get to the department to level 2. I was looking at that wrong. My imagination or just get a lot of, there's a lot of points here, because like, before I started day 40 and did it off screen, I managed to reduce it from 40 to 0, and now it's like at 29. Or 29 before I got employees. Regardless. Okay, he's already got proper gear. Okay, so red damage. You know what? Okay, so is that brain farting going dumb? I'm sitting there like thinking, you know what? You can probably keep. You know what? I like that. Let's do that. Well, I could just, well, first thing that, like I said, I filter everything through the information team, where it'll be easy to level up the characters on the justice stat. In the meantime, it'll be easy to filter for employees to level them. You know what? I could. Right, I forgot the newer employees. Okay, weapons. You know what? I'll give that weapon to him just so they can match. Alright, wasted enough time. No, we don't have any new abnormalities here. We don't have any new abnormalities, it's just the same old abnormalities as before. Wait, hold on, do I have to be 3 points short. I don't know if I don't remember if I said it or not, but one thing I noticed helps move this along faster is saving her for the end of the day as usual, but instead of doing repression work, save her for the end of the day when like literally the button to advance the next day is there, then just do at least one example of attachment work, because that's faster than, because getting 20 to 25, like getting somewhere between like 20 to 30, 20 something points, or 20 to 30 points from like a good result is faster than trying to go for the repression work and be safe, but getting like 5 points from it. So unless there's something that happens that I'm able to catch it in time, I think I'm going to make a cut here. So, see you then. As you... Oops, I just noticed my mic was off. Sitting there, I'm sorry. So I'm back, and as you can tell, the day was a success. And so, for what it's worth, right at the end, I got, the green noon robots at the end. They started killing, they managed to kill some clerks. It let, mound of bodies out. I managed to successfully suppress him, but not before he get to a corpse. Still suppressed him with no casualty. He's other than, like, clerks. But right as I got to suppress him, Big Bird broke out. So, and I had to go suppress Big Bird, but other than that, no agent casualties. Can't say the same for the little clerk guys, but the agents are like the main focus. So, with that, do I want to try to get a second censored weapon, or do I want to re-roll? Considering I got already, I think I'll re-roll. I'll go with this. It's been quite a while since your first encounter with the abnormalities. I should suppose that you have become a bit more familiar with them. Let me ask you this question again. What do you think abnormalities are? Oh please, you still can't believe that abnormalities are just bizarre alien creatures that appeared all of a sudden, and that You need to isolate them, do you? Abnormalities are not the evil monsters that you read about in old fairy tales. They are not some supernatural gods that descend upon us to judge our sins either. There is an old river that has been flowing at the very bottom of the world for many an age. It is the source of everything, but it has been forgotten by mankind. Big Bird. Nobody knew of its existence, but somewhere in the world there are very small gaps, or holes. It is through those in which the river gently finds itself a stream. The forest. Oh, I just see the silhouette of Judgment Bird here. If punishing birds in the scene is in this image, I do not see him. For instance, strange beings who would sometimes crawl out of such a gap somewhere in the black forest located in the outskirts. Oh god, it wasn't obvious enough. Obviously the amount was simply too insufficient for Lobotomy Corporation's energy needs. So you drilled deep into the earth to find the source so you can artificially implant people with this abnormality causing stuff to artificially create your own abnormalities so you can sacrifice them for human suffering, which you use to create energy. Very convoluted. I mean, that almost sounds like complexity addiction. Our singularity is not what we produce energy. Singularity is not what we produce energy from the abnormalities. Rather, it is the ability to create abnormalities themselves. Their forms were incomplete because they came from a forgotten place. We were scared of them because they were incomplete. It is because of that terror that sealed underground. Are you implying that every abnormality we face is somehow incomplete or something, or am I misinterpreting this? However, abnormalities are part of the seed. That's what I meant by possibility. The seed is not something that can be made in just a day or be created on its own. We realized that if we wanted to fix a broken system, we couldn't just wait around in a sunny spot waiting for the clouds to part. What should we do after planting the seeds, you ask? We can't control the entire process. We have to leave them to sprout on their own. Aren't we allowed that much hope at least? Okay, let's see what the mission has in store for us on day 42. Loading, loading, loading. Always loading. Well, what does she mean by that, by they're incomplete? Am I misunderstanding, or... Wait. Stop. I doubt I'll be using any of his stuff. Both because, you know, Teth, but, you know. I think it's the same as before. Or up to this point, going to make a cut and come back. Like when something worthwhile happens, which will probably be when I reach the end of the day, considering we don't have a new abnormality. New abnormalities aren't exactly the point anymore. We've seen pretty much the vast majority of them. So I'll make another cut here. I'll be back. Alright, just came back from another day. This place, where there was once only silence, perhaps because it was only you and I here, has gone a bit livelier thanks to this Sepher. Unlike me, they were weak and lacked rationality. They made so many mistakes that greatly annoyed me. I do not approve of you placing the Sephiroth here. In other words, you, someone who is fully robotic, and it does not appreciate the Sephiroth, it's AI or AI-like entities that either genuinely have more humanity or are capable of better simulating an appearance of humanity because they were originally came from people. However, you told me that the awakening of Sephiroth were the untying of this knot I lie in. I don't know what you were talking about. You also told me that I wouldn't understand. You even blocked me from interfering with that relationship, saying that it must be left as solely your role. You were right as always. Even if I stay here repeating this endlessly, I suppose I still won't be worthy of understanding it till the end. To quote one of your favorite lines, a machine must behave as a machine. So I had to play the role of the observer, the only role you bothered to give me, enduring all the pain that others forgot. I don't think I'll have to point that out again. Are we managing to get closer to our goal? On the contrary to what people say, it appears that aging does not necessarily bring greater wisdom. Just look at this old man, going through what feels like an endless cycle of intermittent greed, the obsession over things that have passed, pointless regret, now trapped in a routine of staring at the iron hands of time without reason. By the way, I've always wanted to ask you something. I noticed you wear a sad expression on your face each time one employee's died. Just as I become an old man, no human being is free from the cycle of life and death. As our research was to cure the disease, not to live forever. How about an example? Do you remember that one employee, one who was nice and upfront with you? He passed away recently. When he received the letter that he was accepted into the Lobotomy Corporation, he never would have expected me such a futile demise. If I wanted, I could have brought him back to you, but I did not. It is in the order of this place that an empty spot shall always soon be filled. Did you finally discover the secret of this place? Lives are trivial here. The tenuous hold on life can be severed so easily, and yet may come back as if nothing happened. We reached a point in which we don't need to mourn their deaths. An employee who just died yesterday may come a simple call, yet another employee may never open their eyes again from a single wave of my hand. That is what death means here, eh? It is neither honorable nor noble, nor is it miserable or cruel like we may think it to be. So please don't punish yourself too much. I do not wish to see you suffer from a personal and insignificant thing, for the future will bring you much more pain to bear. So, wait. Okay. I feel like that's cut off here. So, is he speaking in metaphors, or is he being literal in his apparent ability to revive people? Is it literal, and is it something literal to be taken at face value, or is he speaking in metaphors like, what was her name? Bina, I believe, like she was. What is rationality? We see and analyze through the eyes of rationality. However, its prowess and usage differs from person to person. Crude prudence blinds you to your true or than the circumstances around you, and excessive of prudence morphs into a knife that cuts you. You must be soundly rational when you observe this world and its people. I forgot to interact with the slime girl, like melting up. I just realized that. I'm going to take a look at his mission as soon as we get through. I think his mission sounds straightforward enough, like Comment said it would, or the one comment and suggesting we focus on it, or higher. Prudence 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh yeah, one employee died. I counted, unless I did my math wrong, I literally just counted 18 employees that failed this condition. I think it's gonna be a little bit easy. But I think we'll save seeing the results of this for next time, because for now I think I'm gonna cut things here. Or it's kind of devolving into just more or less skipping the gameplay and just checking out the story. So I think I want to end it here for now. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Lobotomy Corporation, and I think I want to try and see what I can do to get as far as I can with. We finally got around to starting doing his little missions here. They're about time. Wait, hold on. Okay, so for now, like I said, pretty soon we're going to be like, I still plan on eventually like resetting the back to day 1 and getting just brand new combination of abnormalities or so, ones that can't escape from their cells to make the core suppression easier. So, but for now we're going to try and see what we can do with the mission. So thanks again for watching, and like always, comments are always appreciated, are always read. And thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys around.